It's okay to feel a bit overwhelmed and have a string of questions around generative AI and what these tools mean for us as workers. So follow my 5 steps to survive and prosper in the AI revolution. Survival tip number 1, don't panic. So breathe out, reset yourself and look up. Correct, the sky is not falling down. We are going to start preparing ourselves so we stay ahead and then start to take advantage of these new services. Survival tip number 2, AI is learning fast, so you need to learn fast as well. All you need to do first is to be able to recognize and explain what generative AI is and how it relates to your field of expertise. First base is to understand the inputs and outputs of generative AI services. That way, you can own creating directions that render meaningful results. You need to start thinking about the tasks related to your role and roles around you. Start thinking about how those tasks need to be described in clear step-by-step instructions that can be followed by a procedural routine. Then, also start thinking about what templates and checkpoints need to be defined to ensure every routine is completed in a consistent manner. Second base is going to be about efficiency and effectiveness. As an example, ChatGPT uses a credit system to know how to allocate the right amount of resources to a specific question. If you know how to reduce the amount of credits required for that question, you are most likely to get laser-focused results in the most economical way possible. Survival tip number 3, your work knowledge is the differentiator. Artificial intelligence is only as good as the directions that are given to it. The more artificial intelligence available, the more human direction there's going to be required. The key is to shift yourself from being the task functionary to become the task director or gatekeeper. And this is where you need to take control of your destiny a little bit. Take a look at the tasks of your current role. Deconstruct the tasks you do into a series of instructions and quality checks. Write them down. Think about how you would instruct someone or something to do each of those steps, giving them only the information they need to do that task, assuming that they don't have any other reference points. If you understand the models used and the instructions required, you can be successful as an automation director for your specific role. Survival tip number 4. The more artificial intelligence means more human intelligence to direct and gatekeep it. Yes, there will be more artificial intelligence, and yes, some tasks can be replaced completely by those routines. That in turn requires really very real decision gates. The first point to be considering is governance and sign-off. What steps will be needed or required to ensure anything generated by an AI routine is done so following brand and business guidelines? How can the instruction set be templated or monitored to ensure consistency in how people use it? Now, the second consideration needs to be around mitigation strategies if something goes wrong. And now's the time to be thinking about and ideally defining mitigation plans for what to do if something is created by an AI routine in your role that does not follow a brand or company guideline. And this is a very easy situation to imagine. And part of being a workforce leader is in being able to recognize early that these requirements need to be defined. Survival tip number 5, it's all about communication. This is frankly the area I see the biggest challenge, but for all the right reasons. You may need to adjust and simplify, be more direct, use language that is outcome-orientated. Instruction sets need to be as self-contained as possible. And this is likely to be the antithesis of how you currently communicate with colleagues and team members. Things like providing context, outlining strategy, or even giving general introductions and epithet are not likely to be required if you're creating instruction sets for a generative AI routine. You are, however, going to need to be as concise and procedural as possible, and that is going to require reorganizing and regenerating how you work, how you describe your tasks. We'll delve into some of the operational and soft skill requirements and considerations for providing effective generative AI instructions in further posts. For now, just thinking and forming opinions about these considerations and their respective requirements is putting you in a lead position with the AI revolution. Now that's all for today. I'm Andrew Larkin, VP of Content at Cloud Academy. Follow my 5 steps to survive and prosper in the AI revolution.